I don't even know where to start with this story, so why don't you start with how you became involved?
Okay, Lisa, sure. Good morning and hope you're well. The patient involved in this had a protracted illness. It was a sort of mystery diagnosis, and I was on what we call ward service, looking after other patients in the hospital who had infection problems, and I got a call saying, we've got a patient with an infection problem. We've just removed a live worm from this patient's brain. And so then, of course, there was a flurry of activity in our microbiology laboratory, just trying to work out what this worm was. And eventually, with the help of a very clever CSIRO scientist, we worked out that this was a new parasite that had never been seen in a human before.
So we were just having a look at it there. How long was it, just to give people a bit of context with the length of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think of the human brain, which is, I mean, quite big, but not huge, and this worm was 8 centimetres long. And it was alive and wriggling when our poor but very skilled neurosurgeon took it out with some forceps.
Did the neurosurgeon go in thinking that there might be something in there?
No. So this patient had been treated, as I said, for what was a mystery illness, and we thought, well, ultimately was an immunological condition because we hadn't been able to find a parasite before. And then out of nowhere, this big lump appeared in the frontal part of her brain. So when the surgeon went in, she was going to do a biopsy. Was it cancer? Was it an abscess, etc.? And suddenly, with her forceps, she's picking up this thing that's wriggling. And and she will tell you that she and everyone in that operating theatre were absolutely stunned.
Yeah, so it was a 64-year-old woman from southeastern New South Wales who was the patient. And so they'd gone through 3 weeks of abdominal pain and diarrhoea and a constant dry cough and a fever, and then has a worm taken out of their head. How did the worm get in there?
So this worm, or this parasite, is recognised to be inside carpet pythons, which are found all around the east coast, that, as far as I understand. It's also found in other snakes around the world. When the snake poos, it poos out the eggs of the parasite, and normally what happens in the animal world, small mammals or marsupials will eat grass, etc., and accidentally pick up those eggs of the parasite, and the parasite will develop in that mammal or marsupial. Then the snake will eat the mammal or marsupial, and the parasite will complete its life cycle. So we as humans are accidental hosts. It's not meant to get into us.
But how did it get in? Sorry?
So what we believe has happened is that this our patient collects warrigal greens from her local area and was using that in cooking. We strongly suspect that the snake has pooed in that area, so the warrigal greens have been contaminated with eggs, and it has gotten into her either directly from her hands or through the warrigal greens when she was consuming them. So we think that's what's happened. And it is important for a lot of people who forage out there, not just for warrigal greens, etc. Just wash your hands after you've done that.
Wow, how is she, by the way?
Look, she left hospital after we got the worm out and we treated her, and she's in the community at the moment, but obviously we're just keeping a close eye on her, given that this has never been documented anywhere else before.
Sanjaya, thank you so much. I hope we haven't put too many people off their breakfast this morning, but this is fantastic on a medical level to understand what you might face on any given day. You have a great day, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much, Lisa.